Hi, everybody. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm just going to see if I get the setup right. This is the first time in this studio. So let's just make sure. I think that's, you got everything in? Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to see the edge of the mat. Yeah. So I'm just going to give this a couple of minutes, minute or two. Thank you to everybody who sent a message saying that they missed the Friday 5 o'clock yin. And so I thought this would be a really good platform to put a class out to be available to whoever wanted to find it. So you can join in live now, and as you can see, there is a bolster on the mat ready. If you have anything like a bolster at home, please go and find it, or a couple of pillows on your bed, 3 or 4 pillows stacked up will work really well for this afternoon's practice. Yes, I had a few messages from regular students saying they really missed that opportunity of getting together on a Friday afternoon. So for now, this is a really good opportunity. Maybe we'll find another place for the Friday afternoon yin at 5 o'clock to re-emerge into another manifestation. We'll see what happens. But for now, this is where we're going to be when I'm available. I personally really missed it as well and felt that I wanted to have that practice into my body. So I felt, well, I have the studio. Here's the studio. And I have my training and education to do the yin for myself. So why not share the practice with everybody else? So I'm going to start and come over to the mat. And just make sure that everything is working the way it should be. It looks like it is. I think there's an opportunity to message me and let me know if there's anything you can't hear. Otherwise, I think most people have my WhatsApp or some way of getting hold of me. I've got my phone here if you need it. So, if you have a playlist, go ahead and start it now. Nice and gentle in the background. And let's just set up for an opportunity for you to become aware of how you're feeling at the moment. So come into a nice cross-legged position, Sukhasana, Lotus, and meditation pose. And just close off your eyes. And take your breath into your body. So you can start to connect a little bit into the sensations that you're feeling at the moment. Maybe you've had a busy day. Maybe you've had a quiet day, a restful day. Maybe that's something you just need to settle into. Just let the breath gently come in through the nose. And start to relax your body. I think, Linda, you're calling me on the group. If you can just pop a message in the box, I can reply to you. So rather than ring me, just pop a message in the box and I can reply to you, okay? Thank you. Okay, everybody else just go back into your breath awareness. Gently breathing in and breathing out. Start to take a breath all the way down into the belly. Start to follow the thought process of the mind and just switch off any distractions. Letting go of the day, letting go of your activities, and back to those sensations. Whether you've been activated today, busy, or just calm and restful. Bring your awareness down to the soles of your feet, to your toes. Just bring the awareness down to the calves, to the shins, the lower legs, to the thighs, to the hips, to the belly. Relax through the back, through the spine. Feel the breath moving into the lungs, the ribs. Relax the arms, the shoulders, the hands. Take a soft swallow. Relax the jaw. Now place the tip of the tongue just behind your two front teeth. Feel your mouth relax. As you do that, be aware of your jaw soften, maybe your neck soften, and feel this softness move down through your arms to your fingers. Just notice the shift and the difference. So much tension comes from the tongue in the wrong position, and once you find the right position, you'll feel you can release a little bit more tension and stress that you hold in your face, in your mouth, in the jaw. And let the breath loosen. Now we're going to stay in that area for a little while. I want you to just gently move the left ear to the left shoulder. If you want to open your eyes just to check that you're doing it the right way, go ahead and do that. So you're going to start to feel a sensation of stretch come to the right side of the neck. Encourage the right shoulder to move down. Feel that release come to the right side of the neck. And don't be afraid to move the head slightly forward or slightly back so you can feel that sensation of stretch come slightly deeper if you need it. Now if you want to take the right hand round to the back, bring the back of the hand to the sacral. You'll bring a rotation into the shoulder blade that will lengthen that stretch. And then if you bring the left hand up and place it on the outside of the head, that little bit of leverage will bring a little bit more stretch there. Now notice how you place the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth. You may feel you can loosen the lower jaw a bit more. Relax that shoulder down. Good. Now slowly remove the left hand, let it rest down on the knee. Gently inhale, bring the head up, and release the right hand back onto the knee. Inhale, exhale the right ear, down to the right shoulder, slowly does it. Be gentle with your body. Feel the stretch into the left side of the neck. Good. Just take a minute there, let those tissues move into that shape. Don't rush. Make sure the tongue is still there behind the teeth. Breath coming deeply down to the belly. Now, move the left hand behind you, back of the hand to the sacral. Good. And bring the right hand up, place it on the side of the head. Feel that stretch come. Really slowly, really gently with your body, feeling all of the sensations shift with the breath as you release that trapped tension. Gently release the top hand, bring it down. Inhale, softly bring the head up. And bring the left hand round. Good. Bring the hands up together, bind the palms. Cradle the back of the head and gaze up. Just that simple act of holding the head is really good for the body. And exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. Draw the elbows in. Feel the shoulder blades come away from the spine. Feel the stretch come to the back of the neck. And then see how far down you want to curl. Bringing that stretch further down into the upper back, maybe between the shoulder blades. Using the breath to feel those tensions release. And gently inhaling and coming softly back up. Good. And release the hands down. Well done. Now just bring the hands to the outside of the thighs and bring the legs up together. Move around so you're lengthways on the mat. And bring your pile of pillows in, or if you have a bolster, your bolster. And we're going to set up into a reclined position, into a little sequence of rotation through the hips in a reclined position. So start with the legs out straight. And first of all, we're just going to do a little bit of Qigong to bring the energy down into the legs as well. So you're going to start face like this. Balls of your feet, you're going to bash together like this. Quite aggressively, actually. Really quite quickly, almost as if it becomes a life of its own. Now, although this looks like it's quite energizing, and it feels very energizing when you're doing it, it's actually very grounding and ultimately calming, because it brings the energy down the body into the feet, which is where you want to feel the energy coming all the way down your body and helping you feel connected and grounded. Now, when you stop, I want you to feel the sensations in your feet. It should be a buzzing or a fuzzing or a fizzing, where you've woken up the energy. Okay? That's exactly what you've done, is you've just drawn the energy down and woken everything up so that the feet can start to feel that it's bringing everything down. Now keep the right leg straight, bend into the left leg. I want you to take an inhale, and as you inhale, I want you to recline over your bolster or your stack of pillows. Take your time here. I won't start the timer yet. I want you to get really comfortable. And if you need to look for anything else to stack up behind you, if it's a little bit too deep, go ahead and do that. Because you're going to be here for practicing with me, then you know exactly how you're supposed to feel. I don't want an injury coming to the knee either. You should feel a soft compression into the lower back. Close off the eyes, bring the arms to the side and the palms are facing the ceiling. I want you to relax the shoulders and remember, bring the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth. Notice how that relaxes through the jaw, the mouth. The set of the neck. Today that's a bit too intense for me, so I'm going to put my blanket there for my head. That's 1 minute gone here. I want you to bend into your right leg. Leave the left leg exactly where it is. Don't move the left leg. Bend into the right leg. Sole of the foot to the mat. So we have the left leg in a half saddle and the right leg in a bent. I don't know what this pose is called actually on the right leg. I'll have to have a think about that. Maybe look it up. Close the eyes again as we go into a minute here. And what we're doing here is we're just moving the fascia through the hips, through the diagonal line, through the front superficial layer. This little sequence is really powerful for all the superficial layers of the fascia through the body. Just by moving the legs through the hips in this way, we pull the fascia in lots of different directions. Be mindful and notice where the tongue is again. Reset it, because it will fall back to its old position. Okay, now that's a minute gone. I want you to now roll the right leg out to a half butterfly. The left leg stays where it is, and the right leg just falls down to a half butterfly. I'm going to do a minute here. Close the eyes again. Just 10 seconds left here. Okay. So gently bring the right leg all the way up, and now straighten the right leg. As you inhale, bring yourself up to seated, and straighten the left leg. And let's go into the other side. So now bend the right leg into your half saddle. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to recline over the bolster. Close off the eyes, reset the tongue, arms to the side, palms facing up, and settle the breath back in. Gently inhaling through the nose. Slowly exhaling, extending the exhale. Okay, so that's a minute. Now bend into the left leg. Bring the sole of the foot to the mat. And settle back in for another minute. Reset the tongue. Relax the face. Soften the hands. And then gently let the left leg fall out to the side in your half butterfly. Now inhale, bring the left leg up from the sole of the foot to the mat. Move the leg through that sequence and then gently straighten the left leg. Inhale, bring yourself up to seated. Slowly release the right leg. And then clear the mat of props behind you. And exhale, come down and just lay flat. We're going to take a little mini Shavasana to allow the spine to reset from that compression. Close off the eyes. Just let your body lay in that stillness. Feel into the areas of the body where you have the sensations now, where the releases are happening. Maybe into the hip flexors, maybe into the knees, maybe into the lower back. Make sure your breath is regulated. Allow your breath to move your central nervous system. So your breath comes down into your belly. You breathe through your nose and you give cues to your body that you're in rest and digest. That's a minute, and you gently come all the way up to seated. Good. Let's move the legs around to the back of the body here. And we're going to come to Sleeping Swan. So again, bring your bolster in or your stack of pillows, and there's two options of how you can approach the pose. Very traditionally, I think You are aware that you can bring, well, you bring your left knee into your left wrist, and the shin comes diagonally under the body. And you bring the bolster under the body, and then you rest the chest onto the bolster, so that the bolster takes the bulk of the body weight rather than the body weight being on the hip connections. Or you can bring your prop, bolster or pillows across the mat like this. Then you bring the leg over and you lay the shin diagonally again. But now you can see your props are sort of in between your legs, and now the hips bring the weight onto the bolster. And if you have another prop, a blanket or blocks, you can bring that to the top, and then you take your forward fold, wherever you feel you need to find your support and your weight. And by the way, I do this setup differently depending on how I'm feeling on different days. Or we have a third setup. You can take a reclined pigeon. So you come to your back and you can bring your left leg to your right knee, and then you pull your right knee into your chest and bind your hands to your shin or behind your thigh. I'm going to do this option on my left leg because I still have lots of stresses and issues through my left leg. On my right side, when we change, I'll probably choose one of the other options for facing down. So whichever ones you want to do, find your setup, and then I'll turn for 3 minutes. Close up your eyes and find that set of the tongue. The tip of the tongue just behind those 2 teeth. And we're looking for an edge in these poses. We're looking for a sensation into the glute, into the hip capsule. We are feeling a sensation of stretch, change, shift. Something that has a sense of feeling uncomfortable because there's movement in the stillness, but not something that's causing you an injury, not something that's causing your breath to change. You need to be pushing yourself beyond the boundary of comfort. But you don't want to be staying in a place for 3 minutes where the body becomes so stressed that the functions and the systems of the body can't operate. So if you feel tension start to come into the left hip, you need to relax the muscles. You need to let the shape come within the ligaments, not the stretch comes into the muscle in the soft tissues. Let that go. Learn to trust yourself. And gently release yourself from the pose now. So whether you're reclined or facing down, Just straighten both legs either ahead of you or behind you. So face down, just rest the head on the hands, or face up, just come to your mini Shavasana. Close off the eyes here just for 1 minute and feel that release, that sensation through the left hip. Let it go. Be aware of the space that you've created there. Shift, difference. And let's move to the other side. So again, whichever setup you want to take, if you want to recline, bring the right foot to the right ankle. If you want to be face down, you're going to bring the right knee to the right wrist with the right shin diagonally under the body, either bringing the bolster in under the chest, or you're going to bring the bolster halfway along the mat, and then you can bring the right leg over and come forward with the bolster between your hips. I'm going to go for this setup on the right. Choose where you want to be, settle in. Reset your tongue, relax your jaw. And start to feel into the edge here. Again, looking for that place that's beyond comfort. But just a place where you can feel that breath equal and even, regulated. And also feeling the space that you're creating within the hip is resonating as space throughout the body. Not just a simple exercise of stretch, but an exercise or an initiative, if you like, of total release. Notice the other places you might need to just relax and let go. To shift down and through a few layers. gently, finishing this pose, release yourself. Inhale, coming up, or if you're reclined, just releasing the feet down, going to your mini Shavasana, either laying flat or bringing your head down, supine on the mat or prone, closing the eyes, relaxing the legs, feeling wherever the challenge is being released. Let the body regulate. And release. Our last pose, just gently bring yourself up to seated. And bring the legs wide. Your props, bring it round to the front. Options here is in your forward fold, you can rest your head onto your bolster. Or if you have the access in your hips and it's not going to stress you too much, you can come all the way down. But I don't want you to have your head hanging. I want you to support your head in your hands. I'm looking for a sensation through the inside of the hips, the inside of the groin, and just falling into that sensation here for 3 minutes. Closing off the eyes, regulating the breath again through the nose. And relaxing the toes and the feet here. Remember that grounding energy that we started with at the beginning of the practice. Let that energy still flow. Don't bring tension in, because that will restrict it. And just make sure that you've got a sensation, an edge of movement in stillness. So that there's something happening there in the adductors. There's something happening in the groin. That you're beginning to create space as gravity works with the upper body, encouraging it towards the lower body. But this is nuance. This is releasing tension in the muscles and allowing the ligaments to start to not necessarily lengthen, but just move. Move the skeleton, move the shape, rather than moving into the belly of the muscle, moving into the longer areas. And as that happens, the fascia starts to create different elements as well. And just notice if you've more sensation towards the knee or towards the groin. Is there more sensation on the left side of your body or the right side of your body? Did the tongue sit back? Do you need to readdress it? The tip behind the 2 front teeth. The jaw relaxed. The neck relaxed. The chest perhaps sinking lower, without you realizing, without you doing it. Your body just moving through its space. Your central nervous system opening up and letting you in. And then gently inhale, bring yourself up. Your bolster to the side. Slowly bring your legs together and come into lay flat. And final Shavasana. Gentle breath. With the next inhale, bring your arms all the way overhead and stretch. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll to whichever side feels comfortable and just land in the fetus position. Support your head with your lower arm. And gently push yourself up to seated. Keeping your eyes closed. Let your body settle. And just notice everything about your body. Everything about the space you created inside. And perhaps about the tension that you've let go in practice. Take an inhale. Exhale and sigh. And make sure that whatever you let go, you keep it going. Bring your hands to heart center. And just seal in all of that goodness that you brought into your body with grace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for joining. Wishing you a blissful rest of your day, your weekend, or your evening. Bye guys. See you soon.